Music really runs in the family. My dad got me a little tiny baby red electric guitar and taught me how to play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. And I mean, I only knew one part so that he could do all the solo riffs over all the parts I was playing, but nonetheless taught me how to play something. And when I decided that guitar was just too hard when I was little, I switched over to bass. And now I'm in 2nd grade and I'm playing Smoke on the Water for my talent show. And it's just like me alone with a bass going burr, 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 which is all I knew, just for however long I decided to play it for at that talent show. And that's how I got, I think, my start, my crave for being on the stage and playing music and having fun. So like the dream when you're 13 is to be just like Taylor Swift, and like you have your journal and your diary and you're like, I'm gonna write a song about the boy I have a crush on. But I didn't actually start writing anything substantial until like after I graduated college and I had some time to like work on my creative side instead of my, academic side. So one day I just kind of had this like thought about this song, and it was just like a beautiful orchestra coming out. It was like I didn't even know how to play these chords. I thought I was making them up, and it just kind of came out of me, and it turned out to be like a good song. And then from there I've just been using songwriting as a way to like get out emotions and get out feelings and try to jump into the social media world and get your music out there and do open mics. Besides Taylor Swift, who's an icon, of course. I mean, there's the stunning vocals of Ariana Grande, which nobody will ever be able to achieve, but it's a really good way to test yourself and try to build your vocals and get a sense of how to make something catchy and make something popular that people will enjoy while also staying true to yourself. Of course, there's that. But a lot of musical influence I've had growing up, I mean, I listened to Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, and The Killers. And then, I mean, despite listening to like all that, my music turned out to be acoustic, John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, like sounding, which are also really great influencers on me too. Like I think Ed Sheeran has a really good way of writing songs with rhythm and like rhythmically saying words that come out really as like a key part of the song, and it's something that I try to incorporate too, but it's not always easy. So yeah, those are some of my big influencers. Some upcoming pop stars I see are like Benny and Upsall and Shade. These are some of my absolute favorite artists right now, and they're really killing it with like bedroom pop sounds and making songs that are not only about like love, but they're about fake people, they're about like life and death and growing and changing and becoming a better person. I didn't go to an open mic until I was living in Boston, and I went to a couple at a coffee shop, just like 2 with ukulele, and I played some Panic at the Disco songs actually, and that went really well. So I decided to take it up a notch, and I went to another bar that had an open mic, and this is where I played that first song I wrote, the He's Blue song, and oh my god, I absolutely tanked it. I got up to the mic. Also, I was first, and I got up to the mic at a place I've never been with a whole bunch of a room full of people I didn't know, and I tanked. I forgot every single lyric I wrote to that song, and I learned a valuable lesson not to go to an open mic on the same week that you wrote a song, because you'll forget the whole thing under pressure. But you learn the best lessons when you fail. So you get a lot better after you have a horrifying moment like that, and a big life lesson there. But after that, I moved to New Hampshire, where I started playing at the Stone Church, and that's been much more successful and very, very fun. A really cool atmosphere, and I love playing there. And now I'm playing outside in Exeter. Especially during quarantine, it's a really good opportunity to get better at things. Like, I'll try to like make up a guitar piece that's harder for myself than I can even play, even though I'm making it up. Like, I'll try to make like a little lick or a little riff that's just a little more challenging, or try to play those bar chords that are challenging for a beginner player like myself, and you just like hammer it in and keep practicing and make it harder for yourself, and you can get better. And I keep my guitar like right at my desk, so every time I walk by, I'll just like play something little, and then like, you get better little by little that way. One day, actually, I sat at home trying to learn how to, like, belt. And it's like, you gotta be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You just, like, you gotta go for it, which is really hard when you're living in an apartment because there's neighbors. But YouTube's been a good tool. The silver lining to the pandemic is having a lot more time at home. You have a lot more that's not the right word, but like you become a lot more introspective about the world and being aware of what's around you and who you are, what's your place in the world. So, I mean, when it comes to songwriting, it gets a little deeper, which is really refreshing, I think. And as a community, we're all kind of looking inward and saying, like, okay, what can I do to be better? How are we going to make this world a better place? So through quarantine, like, yeah, I think the themes of songs are changing. And also, I mean, additionally, you have a lot more time to write and to play. I mean, I've learned a lot about, you know, mental health is real, it's important, and self-care is 100% important, and taking care of your emotions, keeping them, you know, validating them, and feeling your feelings and not trying to suppress anything like a lot of people do, and I have for most of my life. But when you grow up, you get a little more aware of your feelings are telling you something. It's there for a reason, and it means something, and you can get better this way. Music is a perfect outlet. It's beautiful, it's poetic, you can get emotions across just with tones and notes and sounds. On top of that, you can get out like literal words on what you're feeling or how you're processing something, and you can kind of move on past things, you can grow through things, you can look back at old things that you used to worry about versus what you are worried about now, and compare and grow and learn. This local community of music and musicians is unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, I was turned away from Boston pretty quickly, and the community here surprised me so much with the way people really build each other up, and no one is going to say anything negative to you. I mean, unless they're being completely sincere, but they are encouraging, and everyone wants to be friends, which is absolutely amazing. I felt like I found a really good home here. I wouldn't have felt like New Hampshire is my home until I found the music community that's here. It's really, really a good one, I think. And everyone's so talented and helpful and fun. It's like a little extra family to have here. It's really nice. Local musicians. When I first got here, I look up at everyone playing on stage like, wow, you're amazing, like, oh, holy moly, like, there's no way I'm on the same level as you. So like after their open mic set, which is short, it's not even that big of a deal to them, I go up to them like, wow, like, that was amazing, you guys are really good. And then you just become friends with them. It's like you think you're talking to like a celebrity or a famous person, but then like turns out you're just friends and you guys can hang out, and then you can jam together and you can keep playing music together and mix and match styles and genres from people that you wouldn't normally hang out with, and makes it really interesting. There's no boundaries between age or style or genre. Like, you guys can all be friends. You all like music. You all have that in common. I feel like right before the pandemic hit, a lot of us musicians were jamming together and getting together and like really building up this idea of like, you know, we're gonna go on a local tour. We're gonna really kill it out there. We were about to hit it big, and then everything shut down, and that was kind of it. And to stay safe, you know, everything has to go online. But luckily, music can go online. You know, if you want to make videos or post on Instagrams or SoundCloud or YouTube, luckily those are really big channels for music, and I think luckily the live part is a little off, but the music can stay vibrant. I'm trying to open up to SoundCloud soon and just get some acoustic recordings out there, and there's one song on Bandcamp out there, and that's kind of it for me right now because I'm still just kind of starting out. But Instagram is a really good place to see other musicians and see yourself on there, and I try to build a page with cover songs, pop songs, and mix it in with some of my own things. And I recently just tried a TikTok trend to see if I could stay like hip with the kids. It's a little embarrassing though, but hey, you can check it out on my page. It's there. But it's been really fun. I have like a sort of diary on there of all the places I've lived because I've moved so many times since college. So there's like little chunks of like white background, like gray background, living room, and like now I have a brick wall background. So it gives you sort of a pacing of my life too. As much of a great place social media can be for sharing ideas and connecting with people you would want to connect with, it also has a really bad side that's been manifesting over time, especially during quarantine because everybody's on their phone. It can be really hard not to compare yourself to the whole world, and you're not meant to have the critics of tens of thousands of people on you, so it can be really harsh and it can be a really bad place. But, you know, staying true to what you want to do, staying authentic can really help you defend your music and defend yourself, saying, I'm here, I'm taking up this much space on this world. My Instagram page will have this, and if I see somebody else doing something that is annoying me, then you know what you can do? You can mute or you can unfollow, which you can't do in real life. But it can help you keep your mind focused and not try to compare yourself to others. It's just really bad. My creative process usually is me alone with my guitar and some lyrics that I've come up with and wrote down on my phone or something. But social distancing has taken away the part where you can jam with your buddies and jam with your friends and write songs together, because there's been like right before quarantine we were just about to like collab with so many people, and social distancing has certainly taken that part away. So perhaps in the future, when it becomes safe again, we'll be able to write songs in collaboration with others, but right now it's gonna have to be just me. Right before quarantine started, I finished recording a track with my friend Sean in New Hampshire. We worked on a song together that was amazing. He came up with music and produced the whole thing. He sent me a recording of him playing guitar, and I was about to jump on a plane, which is perfect songwriting time. So I was listening to that recording over and over again, and I slapped on some lyrics, and then we put it together and we recorded it, and he mixed it over quarantine, and then surprised me, he didn't tell me that he released it, but he put it out there on Facebook and then shared the link to Bandcamp, and the song is called Green, and it's a fun collaboration between two people who don't normally collab. He usually plays like a lot more heavy things, like, you know, a lot more rock, and I'm a lot more pop, and he said this is his first like pop song that he's ever made, and I thought that was cool. We got to do something new together. I mean, I guess it's the same thing, but we got to do something new together. Yeah, it was really fun to have someone else adding in some crazy jazz chords that I am not familiar with, and add like just like much more depth to a song, and like layering on all kinds of beats, bass, guitar, lead, vocals, drums, and like even at the end, you know, he's mixing vocals on vocals, and it's going back and forth, echoing and whatever, and makes it sound really cool. Exeter is a really great place for local musicians to keep up with their music, because there's a lot of amazing outdoor venues for them to play social distance and hopefully as safe as possible from their audience, and continue to share what they love to do with people here. Music is a really great way to heal yourself and move yourself forward in the world. At the same time, when you share it with your community, you can build friendships and family outside of your own house, and it's really amazing to have a community like this up here in New Hampshire, where you can share your music and build friendships and play music.